Hello, welcome to our St. John's Technical High School virtual open house. I am I am Miss Bersu and I teach English 1 and Language Arts 3. A little bit about me is that I was born in Jacksonville, Florida. I did move around a lot, but I identify as a Jacksonville native. My hobbies are sewing, crocheting, knitting, etc. since I do like to find new things to create. I also like hiking and reading. My teaching history is that I taught 1 year online, and then I started teaching in person last year. This is my second year of teaching in person, and I'm very excited to be here. Throughout the year, our class will be reading a number of short stories and poems, including a novel during the fourth quarter. I will be going over in the following slides what exactly were short stories and poems we will be reading. Each quarter, our class will either be completing a argumentative or expository writing assignment. We'll be using these to help students master standards as well as establish real-world applications. I broke down what we are reading for each class via semester as well as quarter. So I will start with English 1, quarter 1. In quarter 1, we will be reading Marigolds, The Necklace, The Most Dangerous Game, and we will be completing an expository writing assignment. In quarter 2, for English 1, we'll be reading I Have a Dream, The Origin of Intelligence, The Odyssey, Book 12, and we will be completing an argumentative writing assignments. For Language Arts 3, and during quarter 1, we'll be reading The Telltale Hearts, Phineas Gage, A Gruesome but True Story of Brain Science, The Monkey's Paw, and Cover Letter to Lucas Arts. We will be completing an expository writing assignment in quarter 1. In quarter 2, we will be reading The Invisible One, The Road Not Taken, and Slam Dunk and Hook. And we will be continuing building on our expository writing skills. In semester 2, for English 1, quarter 3, we will be reading Pyramus and Thisbe, Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2, and Eulogy to Mahatma Gandhi. We will also be continuing our skills in expository writing. In Language Arts 3, quarter 3, we will be reading Address to the Nation on Explosion Space Shuttle Challenger, Gaming Communities, Speech to the Ohio Women's Conference, Ain't I a Woman, and the Nobel Prize Acceptance Speech. We will also be focusing on argumentative writing. As you can see, both for quarter 4 and but for both my classes during quarter 4, we will be focusing on test prep and review. The novel that we'll be reading for both English 1 and Language Arts 3 has not been determined. As we get closer to the end of the year, I will be sending out more information on what books we'll be reading. Grading is broken up into two sections, either formatives or summatives. Formatives are worth 30% of our students' grades. That includes bell ringers, classwork, homework, and participation. I do want to inform you that in my class, we do not give out homework. All work that our students receive will be done in class. Summatives are worth 70% of our students' grades. These include tests, projects, and presentations. Important dates for the first quarter are that interims are on September 12th. The first quarter ends on October 13th. Report cards are on October 24th. To reiterate, homework is not given in my class. All work will be completed in the classroom. Upcoming summatives for my class will be given on September 6th and September 7th. Our next story for English 1 will be The Necklace, and the next short story that we'll be reading in Language Arts 3 is Phineas Gage, a gruesome but true story about brain science. Additional information on students' classwork is if a student is absent, they will be given time in class or take home missing work to complete. All students are responsible for any missing assignments. In my class, we do have a few rules. Most of them follow our school expectations, which I will also be going over in the next slide. So our classroom rules is hats and hoods should be off of heads, phones silent and put away in backpacks or purses, clean up after yourself, and eating should be done in the cafeteria, and be respectful to yourself, your peers, and your teachers. Our school runs on PAC expectations. What that means is that we are prepared, always responsible, collaborative, and kind and safe. Our dress policy is that students must clothing must cover from one armpit to another down to mid-thigh. Tops must have straps and cover midriff. Any clothing that shows profanity, violence, discriminatory messages, sexually suggestive phrases, symbols, or phrases of alcohol, tobacco, or drugs is unacceptable. Pajamas are not allowed to be worn. Any headgear, including caps, hats, bandanas, and sunglasses, are not allowed to be worn indoors. Students must wear shoes that are safe for the learning environment, so bedroom slippers are not allowed. Rips and tears in clothing above the mid-thigh must not expose skin. Upon entering our cell phone policy is that upon entering the classroom or office, phones must be put and earbuds must be put away to maintain academic focus. So that means students must not use their phones when in classrooms or offices, in bathrooms or clinic, or during summative district or state testing. Students may use the phone when they're in the hallway between classes, during breaks during breaks such as breakfast and lunch, and in the classroom if it is for educational purposes directed by the teacher. Failure to put the phone away after reminders will result in consequences such as confiscation of the device or loss of privileges to access to the device. If there is a reasonable suspicion that the student has used the cell phone in violation of the code of conduct or other school rules, or for any unlawful purpose, the school administration may search the phone's call logs, voice messages, text messages, photographs, and any other applications in its investigation of the suspected violations. So how can you make sure that you are involved in your students' learning? So make sure that your email and phone numbers are up to date in Hack. This is how we contact you with any additional information of what your students doing in the classroom, as well as any wanting to share in the celebration of when your student does well, any additional information of what we will be doing in class, and so on. Check Hack weekly for grades and such to keep up with your students' learning. Check Schoology weekly. I provide weekly updates for what we are doing in class. Check in with your student daily. Ask your student how their day has been going in class and keep up with their classroom assignments. And then contact me if you have any questions. If you are unsure of what we are doing in class, or if you have any questions with how your student is doing in my classroom, please feel free to contact me. The technologies that we use in class include Schoology for weekly updates, StudySync, the online and physical textbook, and Hack for grade updates. What materials our students need in my classroom are pens and pencils, highlighters, and notebooks. Thank you for listening to our virtual open house. If you have any questions for me, please contact me through my email.